Hello, hi, it's me. Welcome to astrology. Oh, yeah, that's me. Welcome. Oh dear, can we start again? Welcome to October was what I was actually going to say, and welcome to my astrological overview for the month of October. And I've already been having a lovely chat with several of you here. Christine, Andy's striding up that mountain. Oh, you make me feel very bad, Andy, because I just haven't been able to regain even that much stamina from before all my surgeries. But you keep it going. You're a bit younger than me, my love. You can do it. You can do it. And Christine, yes, thank you for your baby cat Chase has just joined in. Oh, lovely. Okay. And Lola, hello, Lola, having lunch. Enjoy lunch. And don't feel bad you should be able to do it. Okay. Well done, Andy. So anyway, here we are. Here we are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And we are in October. And what can I say? It's going to be, another interesting month. Well, interesting. Hello from the Netherlands, Patrick Emile. Good to see you. BP, hi from Munich. Good to see you here. Gosh, we are really building up the community now. So what's going to happen in October? Because I know that's mainly while you're here. And we have got some interesting things going on. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you the main events to start with. And then I'll go through little bits of the main events. In other words, I'm not going to do absolutely everything in depth because I do that when I do the lives on Sunday. And of course, the Astro Bite, the weekly Wednesday Witter. And we had the Astro Witter went up a bit earlier. And I look at the energy from today, the 1st to the 3rd, because on the 3rd, actually, I'll just tell you about this quickly because it is exciting. On the 3rd, if you haven't listened to my Astro Witter yet, 3i Atlas, our interstellar object that has come from beyond our solar system, is going to be basically conjunct doing a flyby the planet Mars in Scorpio. So if you know where Scorpio is in your chart, then look for where Mars is. And I think it's at about 7 degrees. And maybe just kind of think, whoa, what's going on in this particular area of my life that 3i Atlas is being conjunct Mars. Of course, Mars rules Scorpio, so that's also, it's powerful. And what does it mean? Because 3i Atlas is glowing green. And of course, green is the color of the heart chakra. And so I really do think there is nothing ominous or bad, in my opinion, about 3i Atlas. I think it's reminding us to wake up and get in touch with good old-fashioned love again. It's love. That's what it's about. Hello, Cosmic BL. Good to see you. Right, well, let's get into the diagnosis, Christine. I see you're asking about that. And hello, yes, it's good to see you, Cosmic BL. So let's just have a quick look through the energy of this month, because on the 6th, which coincides with the full moon in Aries, because in some parts of the world, namely America, Canada, and South America, it will be on the 6th. But in Europe and the UK, the full moon in Aries will actually be on the 7th because it's very early in the morning. I think it's something like, I can't remember, I've got it written down, 3 o'clock at night or something like that. I've probably got it here if I can find it. There we go. It's 0347 Universal Time. BP, okay, hello, BP. Hello, here because of my brilliant analyses. Wow, thank you. Love, light, benevolent development, and peace to all sentient beings, wherever they exist. I would like to say, here, absolutely. And namaste to you. And thank you so much. I really appreciate. So, okay. Oh, is it? Oh, good, Christine. Oh, look, you see, I'm wittering. Okay. On the 6th, Mercury will enter Scorpio. And then just a few hours later, the moon goes full in Aries. Now, I've done the video for that with all the zodiac signs timestamped. I'm going to have to chase up Jerry because it hasn't appeared on my channel. And I recorded it on Sunday, but I don't want to upset him. So I'll just have to be patient. So let's see. Let's see. Anyway, it's going to be there. And then, of course, on October the 13th, Venus will move into Libra. Now, of course, Venus rules Libra. So it's going to be in a nice energy. So we've got to think about this because this is quite significant about elements, because I think it was you, Christine, who was asking about elements last time, because we've got water. Okay, we've got the full moon in Aries, but we've got water, we've got air, and Pluto, of course, is in air, and it goes direct on the 14th of October. That's going to be quite a big sort of pivotal energy that will, I think we'll feel it, and I think we'll see it in whatever gets acted out on the world stage. But we don't want to go down that rabbit hole, do we? Oh, gosh. I mean, where would we begin? We'll be here all night, all week. Then on the 20th of October, there's a nice or interesting conjunction between Mercury, our planet of communication, and Mars, our god of war, in Scorpio. What's that going to be about? Well, I'll have a little look at it a little bit later on because I did get the chart up for that. Then on the 21st, we have another new moon, and this time it's in Libra. Now, this is an interesting new moon again because it brings in the energy of 3i Atlas, because by this time, the 21st, 3i Atlas, and I got this courtesy of, and I have to credit Stefan Burns, the geophysicist. Pam Gregory, the astrologer, has also discussed this, and probably many, many other astrologers are discussing it, but that was my original source from Stefan Burns. On the 21st, the 3i Atlas will be in alignment behind the sun. Then you've got the sun. Then you've got the new moon in Libra, which I think is interesting because it's about balance and harmony. And that fits in with the green heart chakra. And yet 3i Atlas is hidden from our view. It's almost like the what is going on behind the scenes, not to lose heart, not to lose our faith, because there are unseen energies at work. And so that new moon in Libra, I think, is going to be quite extraordinary. Now, on the 22nd, so this is all happening very close together, we've got Neptune finally going retrograde into Pisces. So then we will have more water. We will have Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. So there is going to be a predominance of water energy with Mars and Mercury also in Scorpio, another water sign. And then, of course, on the 23rd, the sun will enter Scorpio. So water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. And then as we just move through swiftly towards the sort of final, last important pieces of astrological energy, on the 23rd, Mercury will be conjunct Lilith in Scorpio. And then on the 26th, Mars will be conjunct Lilith. That could be an interesting time. That could be a very interesting time, couldn't it? Use your imaginations. Answers on the postcard or in the chat. On the 29th, Mercury will leave the water sign of Scorpio and go into Sagittarius. But more of that much later on. So let's just have a look briefly at this full moon in Aries, because it's, you hope this is not a tsunami. Jim, rabbit holes, WHOLES, is that how you meant it to be? Oh, waiting for the mothership. Hello. Oh, yes, there's nothing like a good rabbit hole, is there? Patrick, what are we saying? The Hopi prophecy calls the blue star Kachina, three-eye atlas, okay, a being not of this world. Well, of course, that's true. It isn't. And in line with, a lot of thinkers that everything has consciousness, and my feelings and intuition heads towards that everything has consciousness. So in that sense, also, Three-Eye Atlas does have some consciousness, because if it's carrying, which, and I can't remember the scientific research that has been done, but I think Stefan Burns has talked about this, but if it's carrying the building blocks of life, the what we need to create the DNA of life. I mean, wow, big wow, that is extraordinary. So, oh, Jim, anything. Okay, all right, anything goes. So, well, you've got Lilith at the beginning of Libra, Cosmic BL. Okay, well, that's already, it's already gone over. So you've had your chance. Hoppy says, end of the fourth world and the start of the fifth world. Okay, that's Patrick Emile DeVries. Thank you for that. That's really interesting. Oh, brilliant. Christine, Jim, I've had a vision of you in a scene of Phantom of the Opera. I love it. Oh gosh, you're all chattering away now. Lola, these big planet retrogrades make it feel like nothing is going forward, but I feel like things are moving forward internally. Yes. And you can see small changes like a kindness challenge at your son's school. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I absolutely understand what you're saying, Lola, and I think it can feel a little bit as if we're going back over old ground when we get these retrograde planets. But we've got to remember that within all of that, it's taking us back to relook at certain situations that we had when Saturn and Neptune were conjunct in Pisces a few months ago. So it's really taking us back to the spring. So we have to think about, where were we in ourselves? What were we thinking about? How were we feeling? And, the sense is with this energy that we get renewal, because what we get are second chances to look at how we can reframe our thinking where it was then. Now, interestingly, I'll just tell you about this. I go over to my channel, Channeling and Stranger Things, because I've just uploaded a video this afternoon where I look at what time is. I'm just whispering as usual, but talking about the concept of time. And I've done the research and I've got all the notes. So I'm just going through. It's not very long. It's only about, I think, maximum 20 minutes. But it's quite interesting because I think, we are living in extraordinary times. And the fact that Three-Eye Atlas, and I think it's fascinating about what Patrick is saying about the Hopi prophecy, because it kind of resonates. And I don't know whether the Hopi prophecy says, you must let me know, Patrick, if the outcome is positive. But I do feel at the moment, and I felt this all year, I have to say, that ultimately, whatever may be stripped away, whatever may be lost, got rid of at this time, ultimately, it is for our highest good, and the outcome will be good. It will be okay. Don't ask me how I know that, but I do think it's partly because of the October energy. where we have water, we have a lot of water. Yes, if something is negatively aspected, we may get bad weather, floods, problems at sea, anything of that genre. But what about water as a metaphor? What about the fact that water is also consciousness? And what about the fact that our feelings are connected with, the sort of the emotion of the motion of water? And I just want to read what Patrick said again, because this is really interesting. The Hopi believe in a cycle of 5 worlds, each with its own characteristics and challenges. Currently, we are said to be living in the 4th world, Tawakachi, which is characterized by materialism. Well, that's true. That's for sure. Hello, Lenny. Good to see you. Yes, Cosmic BL, our body is water. You never thought, Lenny, at almost 66, you would find myself so almost consumed with a desire to be the best person you can be. I think that's wonderful. And I think that is really interesting, because I think as we keep growing and evolving, I wonder whether it's almost like we're caught up in this flow of the water of Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, because remember, Jupiter is in Cancer. We're caught up in this flow of water as if we are being carried, we are being cleansed, carried, and taken to higher ground, to a place where we can have the vision that we can't get yet. Let me see me, you're saying you felt the same, that 2025 was the year of a positive paradigm shift. I think we're living through that, yes. I think, yes, the oceans of emotional consciousness, Jim, absolutely. Patrick, the blue star Kachina is seen as the sign that the 4th world is ending and the 5th world is beginning. How beautiful. And I wonder if that links in with the many people, me being one of them, and Nancy Rebecca being the sort of pioneer of this, the blue light beings and the blue lights, because I find that comes to me in rhythms. I'll get periods of time where blue orbs and lights are everywhere, and then other times I don't particularly notice them, or they're not there. And, I wonder if that, I do feel that human consciousness is going through a huge awakening. And I think the astrology supports it. And this grand water trine, yes, we are going to have a grand water trine at the towards the end of October. And I'm just trying to find it. Here it is. It'll be between Saturn and Jupiter in Cancer, and they will in turn be trining Mercury, well, actually the Sun, Mercury, and Lilith in Scorpio. So we've got this wonderful, powerful, positive energy. I think we are going to be feeling elevated, excited, maybe not grounded enough. So that is the thing that we have to watch out for, and that we don't get carried away on this ocean of consciousness, in a sense that we're so ungrounded we forget to be rooted in the world and live in the now. Let's see, Patrick again. The Hopi 5th world symbolizes a new era of harmony, balance with nature, and spiritual awakening. Isn't that what's happening? And I think, in part, going back to what I was saying about Three Eye Atlas, that's part of what Three Eye Atlas is about. I don't think there are any coincidences, and I think it's not by chance that we are here alive at the time when this cosmic object is coming through our solar system. You're getting cut off, are you, Cosmic BL? Nobody else has said it. Let me know, anyone, if your screen's freezing or you're getting cut off. Let me know. What did Christine say that I've missed? It's gone too far. Never mind. A shared wavelength. Yes, that's a nice way of putting it, Jim. A shared wavelength, which feels like birdsong. That's beautiful. So let's come back to this full moon, because we need to just look at it quickly before we move on to the rest of the energies that are going on in October. And as I look at the energy, it's extraordinary. And this is where I love astrology and the patterns and the diagrams and the angles, because as I look at it, I feel I'm looking at the pinpoint of a pyramid. So there's something here about this concentrated power of this full moon in Libra, which and I can't find the where's it gone? Hang on, I've lost there it is. Okay, and it's like the energy of Mercury in Scorpio will be squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So this could be difficult conversations, but it could be difficult conversations with the self, where we really have to face up to and basically look at our own shadow and our ego. And it's really important for us to consciously and constantly be aware of when our ego steps in and, takes over. So are we all there, or has everybody been cut off? Because there's no chat coming in. So I'm just going to have a look, see if, no, I don't know. Oh, you're there. Okay. Waiting for the mothership. You're there. Okay, that's good. So the full moon, I think, is supercharged because of its alignment with 3i Atlas, which is hidden. Something is coming, but it's not ready to be revealed. And I think that is some of the energy of what is going to be unfolding in October. And that could be in the political scene as well, I feel. Christine, the very thought of facing things makes people run for cover. That's right. We need to be the keepers of root medicine, Mother Earth's healing herbs hanging in its burrow home. The roots are a key to healing. Oh, you're back on. So I went, did I? Okay, see me, you're back. Patrick, everybody remembers the end of the Maya calendar in 2012. Yes, absolutely. You've made a new calendar output from ChatGPT. Maya first cartoon 2012 to 2032. A sowing phase, laying the foundation for the rest of the cycle. That makes absolute sense. I love it. Thank you for bringing us this information, Patrick. Hello, Andrea Kennedy. You haven't got any tech issues. That's great. That's good to hear. So, Lenny, you're saying lots of emotions around. So, it's goes with the territory. So let's just move on from the full moon to what's happening after that, because on the 14th, Pluto will go direct. And that is actually going to bring us something protective about it. There's something here that's saying, look, I'm going direct, and I don't go retrograde for quite a long time now, and I am going to go into new territory. And that is going to be difficult, because it's like giving birth to anything that hasn't been experienced before, has its difficulties, challenges. And I feel that this Pluto going direct is just going to edge humanity forward in a way that we haven't really been able to have any concept of. There's this sense of, because Venus comes up to, not just yet, but a little bit later in the month, Venus will be opposite Neptune. When Neptune moves back into Pisces, they will be opposite, and just for a brief moment in time. And this is like not seeing clearly, the confusion, the illusion, the longing and the yearning for some dream that won't manifest, whether that's to do with love, relationships, something you'd love to do, but there is something that is, difficult. So let's just have a quick look at this Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio and see what else is going on. Because as I've said in quite a few of my videos, we have to remember that the backdrop at the moment is Uranus trine Pluto. Uranus retrograde in Gemini, trining Pluto in Aquarius. So that is powerful, it's positive, and Pluto at this point has gone direct. So it's like where everything has been a bit stuck and just not happening, not moving, not changing, now we get the change. Now we start to see things moving. And remember, just a sort of a reminder that astrology is not about foretelling the future. It's about giving you the forecast of the energies. So if we take this down on a personal level, you have to remember that whatever might be going on in your own chart, it's not if the challenges are there in the chart to certain points in your chart, work with them. That's why having the knowledge of what's going on can be so empowering, using that energy of Pluto moving forward, because you can think, okay, so Pluto's going forwards on, what did I say it was, on the 14th of October. So you can use that kind of core of energy to initiate something, to get something moving. Yes, I know it's an air sign, I know it's fixed, but it's about pushing the boundaries. Sometimes we have to do that. And Pluto was constrained and constricted for like 18 years in Capricorn. Now Pluto is in Aquarius. Pluto can reach for the stars, literally. So let me just see what you're seeing. Being quick to express your feelings and don't care the consequences. Carry the ball for the touchdown. Love that. Yeah. Okay, Beth, you're saying you'd love things to move forward out of the mud. Well, it might still be a bit muddy in October because there's a lot of water around. But metaphorically, we have to remember that water also cleans. So it might actually cleanse away some of that mud that is keeping us stuck in our ways or stuck in a certain situation. And yes, I like that, Jim. Expressing the ocean needn't be a tsunami. And that's really with feelings. You see, I think it's important with astrology not to get caught into seeing the extremes of thinking, oh my goodness, this must mean, something terrible is going to happen. Not necessarily. What it means is that the energies are saying, use me this way. What do you need to clean out? What do you need to clean? What part of your psyche and soul needs washing? Just, showering, getting some water's consciousness into your soul. As simple as that. Well, I'm Taurus Earth as well, Beth, so I absolutely understand. But I think in October, we need to really embrace the element of water. And if we can embrace the element of water, then we work beautifully with that grand water trine and can really, I was looking just now at Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio, and what secrets might be revealed around that time? This is the 20th. This is leading up to the new moon, which is interesting. So, what secrets might be revealed? And, we've got the backdrop, as I said, of Pluto. That's where I got waylaid and detoured and washed away with the oceans of emotions. Pluto direct trining Uranus that's still retrograde. And so you've got that backdrop, which is good. It's powerful, it's helpful, it's helping us see the bigger picture. And it's like with all the everyday events that we're being fed in social media, in the news, about our vegetable soup and the people that are in it or whatever that might be about, take a step back, see the bigger picture, recognize that you're observing something playing out. It's like we are watching a certain course of energy and action that has to be played out to end the old time frame, to come back to what Patrick was talking about, because things don't just end like that in matters of this kind of energy. They can take years. And sometimes people say, are we already in the age of Aquarius? I think we probably are. I'd love to know what you think, but my feeling is we probably have actually entered the age of Aquarius. So Mercury conjunct Mars could see secrets revealed, and someone will be going, well, you'll never know, you'll never guess. And just watch that it's not something of yours that you don't want spoken about. Cosmic BL, you're stuck in the mud as well. Okay, we'll get you out of there, don't worry. Christine, no more chip on the shoulder syndrome if you're out of balance. Don't give up. Absolutely. Remember, while the sun's in Libra, which it is up until about the 21st, 22nd, remember, that is when the sun will then move into Scorpio. So make the most of this Libran energy, of the balance and the harmony that we can have, and take it as a little bit of respite to breathe. Because thinking of some of the things that have been unfolding in the news in the last few days, and I'm not going to get stuck on this because it's a rabbit hole to nowhere, really, isn't it? But some big things have been stated, some big plans have been announced, and I looked at the energy and I thought, I don't know, I'm not sure. It would be nice if they unfolded positively, but for me, there is nothing particular that is saying one way or the other. It might just drag on a bit because of the retrogrades. Right, Patrick, Maya output ChatGPT 2025 to 2028, new initiatives and seeds begin to sprout. Old and new realities exist side by side. Love it. That really, really resonates. That fits in so beautiful. Lenny, you wonder if Pluto in your sun sign is pushing you to self-betterment. Slow response, had to grab a cup of tea. Okay. Well, Lenny, yes, absolutely. Jim, Age of Aquarius, transition with a lot of side roads, the scenic route of lessons. That's a lovely way to put it, Jim. If we move on to the new moon, because and obviously I will do a separate video about the new moon with all the zodiac signs time-stamped, and I will bring in the energy of 3i Atlas when I do that new moon video. But it's actually, it's in Libra. We have this grand water trine. We have the new moon also, it's out of sign squaring Pluto, and basically out of sign squaring, well, no, it's not, it's in, it is out of sign squaring Jupiter. But so they're making a bit of a T-square. So what it's saying is there is so much that can be achieved through the energy of this new moon and that amazing alignment. 3i Atlas, the sun, the new moon, the earth. Oh, it just feels wonderful. What's this, Christine? You have to be the boss and the one that everyone fears. That same boss will surely keep the company afloat. You have to get the job accomplished, be a source of strength. Yes, but not the way the vegetable soup is going. But I know you agree with me on that. So this new moon is going to be really, actually, I think it's going to be, really is going to bring in some new beginnings and some positivity and some hope for the future. I think because it's in Libra, it's also at 28 degrees. So therefore, we've got this energy of the more powerful point of it being at the end of the zodiac. And I think it's going to really herald some more harmony and balance. And there's something also with Libra, of course, we mustn't forget about justice, because, it is the scales, and it is that sense of weighing the heart against the feather, as in ancient Egyptian in the, when they went into the afterlife. So there is something about the justice that can come through the energies and these cleansing waters that we have, metaphorically, maybe some literally, through October. So after the new moon, literally on the 22nd, Neptune goes back into Pisces. So you've got this tight energy again, everything crammed into a small space of time. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Cosmic BL. Yeah, Christine, why does the boss have to instill fear? I don't get it. I think a boss has to gain respect through showing his or her strength. But I don't think that has to be through fear. But we may have misunderstood you, Christine. Love to see what you've got to say on that. So Neptune moves back into Pisces, and of course this is a big deal. And I think we have to remember that Neptune on one level is about our dreams. It's about illusion, confusion, delusion. And Saturn is about structure, timing. Maybe there were some dreams that you had last time these two were at those final degrees of Pisces. And let me just recheck when that was, just so, okay. So when they were last at that degree was really in the spring, around about April is the best place to go to. No, actually, sorry, March. March was when Saturn and Neptune were last up close and personal in Pisces. We need to put structure to dreams. Now, whatever you had or were hoping for back at the end of, or in April, March, April, what I can say is you're getting a chance now to tweak it, put some structure in it, put some bones into it. Saturn's about the skeleton, structure, bones, to actually give some form to your dreams. And maybe because this happens the day after the new moon brings the opportunity to actually do that. Waiting for the mothership. Libra Sun, birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday on Sunday. We'll be doing our live, but you'll probably be out doing something exciting. Aquarius Moon and Pisces rising. Oh, how lovely. And the weighing of the feather thing really hits home with the need to find balance in your life. We have to find that balance. Absolutely. Yes, happy birthday. I hope you have a lovely day if you can't join us. So let's just move on to then the, the last few days of October. Nothing majorly happens, but then isn't that enough? I think we've had, so much going on. I'm just finding my notes. Here we go. So towards the end of October, we get, that's right. Well, of course, on the 23rd, the sun will go into Scorpio. And then on the 23rd, also Mercury is conjunct Lilith. And these are very transitory transits, and I'll deal with them in the Wednesday Witter. And then Mars will be conjunct Lilith on the 26th. So Mercury is conjunct Lilith on the 23rd, and then Mars is on the 26th. And then on the 29th, Mercury enters Sagittarius, and we move away from everything being in water and start to get some fire back. So let me see what you're saying. Oh, Cosmic BL, March, Inheritance. Well, that sounds interesting. Lady Anne, you're Pisces. You're my ocean of emotion with an Aquarius moon. Okay. And that makes you quite difficult to tie down. We're never quite sure how we're going to find you, Lady Anne. Jim, that if there's a fear of powerless, there's an impulse to attempt control generating fear. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm waiting for Christine to come back on that because I'd like to hear what you say. And okay, Lady Anne, that resonates. So this is, if you haven't yet listened to today's Astro Witter, Wednesday Witter, I go into the energy over the next few days in more detail. But I also, for the word for the day or for the next few days, I used the word, of course, I've completely forgotten. What did I use? Dreaming, seeing life itself as a dream. And I did give some of those quotes in that Astro Witter, but I saved the rest for today because I thought I'm not going to have so much time because you've got 5 Scorpio in your chart. Will you survive? Yeah. Scorpios always find a way. You know, they're tough old things, tough things. They always have the final word, remember, Patrick? So, because we've got to do our tarot card for the month. So what I've done is I said 3 in the Astro Witter. And what I'm going to do, who can remember what they were doing in April? What was I doing in April? March and April. I was trying to sell my home. I'm still trying to sell my home. However, I've gone through a whole psychological process, which was probably necessary between yes, I do, no, I don't. Yes, I do, no, I don't. I'm now on yes, I do. So I've got there. Scorpio is like a phoenix, absolutely. Hello, Stormy. I'm not quite sure what Lilith represents. You've got it in Aries in the 12th house. Well, I think you have some texture in your shadows, Stormy, some sort of dark kind of, your shadow is quite, could be quite cutting. I think we don't want to cross you, is probably what I'm saying with that aspect there. So let's look at life itself as a dream, because I'm thinking of the Neptune energy, and especially when Venus will be in opposition to Neptune, because it will bring a little bit of illusion, confusion, smoke and mirrors. We just won't quite know what's unfolding. It's not all plain sailing this month. So I think we have to be mindful of that. So if we look at the mystical traditions, which about dreaming, there's a lovely one here, which is an anonymous Sufi saying, which is, life is but a dream, and to dream is to awaken. We have to think about that one, but that is wonderful. Actually, that really, for me, epitomizes this grand water trine and going into the energy and the consciousness of Neptune. That really resonates with me for that. Rumi said, good old Rumi, dreams and reality are one. when the eyes of the heart are open. And Novalis, who is a German mystic poet whom I'm not familiar with, said, "We live in a dream. We only wake up when we die." And yeah, I can see that. Okay, Simi, you've got to go. Lots of love to you. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we'll see you Sunday. And yes, I think that's true, isn't it? There is this sense that, because it's like when we're dreaming. When we're dreaming, it's so real. And then when we wake up and we can't quite get hold of it, but it's still there. It's still there. I'm freaking you out waiting for the mothership. You were having this conversation with your husband a few days ago about dreams and reality. He said you were nuts. You're not. You're not. Oh, Christine, it's about doing something about our present state of affairs. I suppose it's teaching us to get heated in a creative way and say we won't take it anymore. We must keep our eyes on the goal. Thank you for clarifying what you were saying. I think that makes a lot more sense. And I think as a collective people, energetically and consciously, we can be that powerful energy of intent towards using Pluto going direct in Aquarius. If we use that energy going direct, it is that power to the people energy. Hello, Lady Anne, you've got vivid dreams and you're remembering them. I find I get periods when I remember them a lot, and then other times they're just all gone. So we've now got some Western philosophical echoes of life as a dream. So Edgar Allan Poe said, "All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream." Nice. Miguel de Unamuno said, "Life is a dream from which we must wake before we can dream again." Yeah, resonates, does for me. Yes, Jim, beautifully said about Christine. Yeah, she got there. She did. Of course she does. She always gets there. She's awesome. And then we've also got from Shakespeare's The Tempest. Well, we are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Very profound. And then we've got some modern voices. Muji said, "You are the dreamer and the dream." And I love that texture. I love that for me is also an embodiment of the consciousness of Neptune. Albert Einstein said, "Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one." Well, ain't that the truth? Adashanti said, "The awakened life is simply realizing you were dreaming all along." Well, there we go. This is really what's been going on for October. It's really quite an action-packed month again. And, it just doesn't let up this year, does it? It just keeps going. Well, I guess it does, doesn't it? So, yes, Cosmic BL. Thank you, Christine, for the explanation. We've all got it now. You were way ahead of the game. You were absolutely out front, and we couldn't quite keep up with you. Oh, that one. We're going to have 3. I thought we'd have 3. Right. Okay. And it's that one. We're going to that one, and one more. And then we'll... Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Yes, they're great quotes. And Patrick, ChatGPT. It's great. It's great. Let's see what we're going to get with the tarot. And do they oh gosh. Okay. Well, here we are. Okay. So to start with, we are going to be, I think this is lovely actually. There's the water. There we go, going tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. I'm not going to think about my problems or the problems of the world. I'm just going to sit here and try and balance things, but I've got swords in case I get attacked. And so we are left in this state of, well, it's almost inertia. It's almost, it's a conundrum. We're not really sure which way to go. We're not sure whether to take the blindfold off and look, or just make sure we've got ourselves protected. Is that what October's about? There may be elements of that. Certainly the various world leaders might be caught in this a bit. And then the next card we have, oh, interesting. We're really getting them all today. All the swords are out. The Five of Swords. Well, of course, I know it always looks a little bit of a, oh, Patrick, bless you. The fifth world starts with Penny and ChatGPT. Oh, bless you. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Oh, thank you, Jim. Every quote spot on today. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. So we've got the Five of Swords. Well, this is really accepting our limitations in its very truest sense. And I think we have to be, this, for me, this is also about self-honesty, because he's kind of stealing away with these swords instead of owning up and saying, well, maybe they're not all mine. Maybe actually I should share them out a bit, or maybe I should actually lay them down. Maybe this is more about, we don't need these to fight. You know, the war of words, I know, is a lengthy one and takes time. And I think there will be many pieces of evidence of that war of words over the next month. But it is better than taking up arms. So I'm seeing this as, let's lay down arms. And what have we got for the fast? The last one is the Knight of Wands. So towards the end of the month, things speed up, things start moving. And I think there is optimism and growth. And I think there is potentially economic growth. I mean, it's really weird because in the UK today, the FTSE's been doing awfully well. And I'm thinking, really? That doesn't feel right. That feels a bit inflated. There we go. Jupiter square Mercury today. So maybe that's what it is. Jupiter's inflating it, and maybe it'll actually get back to a more realistic level. But Christine, yes, Jim, it's about using powerful energy for self-improvement. We need healing abilities to push ahead in life. Heal yourselves aggressively, removing the barriers that don't grow corn. Absolutely. And cut away the dead wood and seek new levels of expression. Keep grounded and centered. Yes, yes. I think Jim will all embrace Christine's thoughts. And I can sense with you, Christine, there is the impatience with what's going on because we're impotent. We have no control. But I would like to suggest that perhaps towards the end of the month, we will start to see a little bit of energy shifting, things moving. And that could be with that Pluto going direct in Aquarius. And it's movement. It's something where it's been stuck. There's been arguments, disputes with these other cards. So, you know, we've got that energy. And then I think we actually move forward to something much more positive. So let's intend it, because I do think the power of intention is awesome. Cosmic BL, you pulled the Cascades card, waterfalls. No, renewed joy represents our contact with life itself, the fruits of work well done, healing states of mind, universal love, chance and opportunities. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Yes, I think that is, things are going to start moving, aren't they? Oh gosh, we're getting a whole load of chat coming in now. Lenny, I hope it's okay that I pulled a card for the collective. You pulled strength for yourself because it's a new month, and you pulled the Empress. Then you see this now, the Empress. That's really interesting, Lenny, because that's like three-eye atlas behind the sun with that new moon. It's as if it's passing by, but it's out of sight. But it's like when the Empress is pregnant, she's gestating, but we don't actually know that she's pregnant. There's just the intention, or there's the energy that she could be pregnant. So it's the conception. So there's something very powerful about that. And for you, strength, you'll go from strength to strength. And Beth, Hendrickson, Christine, that is what I am trying to do it right now. You're worn out. Last 4 years about others and not much about me. Start putting yourself first, Beth. Remember, you can't pour from an empty vessel, as they say. And I love the waterfalls. I think that is awesome. I think it is about cleansing. It's just great. And waiting for the mothership. TLC told me not to chase waterfalls. How lovely. Lenny's card confirms, Jim. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And we all have to put ourselves first, including me. And so, I've been, as you know, probably maybe aware, I'm restructuring what I'm doing with the channels, because I want to keep channeling and stranger things going, because I just enjoy it, and it gives me a playground. So check out the video I popped up there this afternoon, which is just really looking at the nature of time. I go, what is the time, and what is time, and how do we understand it? How do we work with it? How do we get on the frequency of the right time line? So that's what I'm talking about there. And then we've got my Astro Witter, which is already up on the channel. The full moon will be going up very soon, I hope. I will message Jerry tomorrow. And, oh, Jim, bless you. Thank you. Jim said that channel is me at my best. Well, it's really strange because, of course, I'm not talking astrology, but I'm really exploring. It's like being in the classroom. I'm the teacher and the pupil all rolled into one, because I'm teaching myself through the way I'm exploring things. So it is quite interesting. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you very much. Patrick, three-eye atlas behind the sun. Three-eye atlas is transmitter and the sun is the satellite dish. Nice take on it. I like that. Fate. Yes. But of course, that is what everything is, isn't it? It is what it is, and here we are. We can't help others, Lenny, if we aren't well. Take care of yourself. The rest will follow. Oh, thank you, Jim. I deserve an apple, do I? Bless you. Thank you. So listen, I'm going to leave you all. Well, I'm not going to leave you all. I'm just going to go for now, and I'll be back Sunday. But remember to check out, I did this lovely video all about reincarnation, past lives, the astrology that's wound up in that, with the lovely astrologer Sue Brain. And remember, she's the one, and it's on my Channeling and Stranger Things channel. And she's the lovely astrologer who does quite a lot of work with Steve Judd. And they do a regular monthly astrological overview, and they often do other videos as well. But she kindly came on Channeling and Stranger Things, and we discuss reincarnation. And she's actually an expert on living and dying. And I found a lot out about her, and it's really interesting. Very interesting lady, worth listening to. So, my loves, let's meet on Sunday, all being well, and go with the flow. Enjoy the energy. Take care of you, then take care of the others. Because if everyone's taking care of themselves, everything really kind of ticks along quite nicely. So on that note, thanks so much for joining me. Thank all of you. Thank you, Patrick, for all that information you gave us about Three-Eye Atlas and the Hopi prophecy. That was awesome. Thank you. And please, yes, like, share, subscribe, and there's a thing called a hype button. Click it. I think it does something, but it's exciting. So do it. Oh, thank you, Waiting for the Mothership. Listen, it's lovely to see you all. I'm going to go. It's 7 o'clock here in Central European Daylight Time, 1st of October. I'm going to go and have my supper. Love you all. Loads of love. Take care. Have a great month, and I'll see you Sunday. Bye for now. Bye. Bye.